Do y'all remember when DSP had this classic meltdown a couple of years ago? He was shaking and essentially crying because his viewers didn't hit the membership goal he had set up. He was even trashing YouTube because they didn't have gifted memberships like Twitch did. Imagine getting chased off of one platform, scurrying over like a rat to another platform, and then trashing them because they don't have what you want. Well, that's exactly what happened. And let's go ahead and take a look at it now. Play the clip.
I don't know what else to do. I didn't want to leave Twitch. I didn't want to be kicked out of the partner program and not be able to get subs anymore. Guys, that's the inevitability we're in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, I don't get the benefits here that I did on Twitch. That's great, but do you still like my content? Do you still like my streams? Do you like it when I play games and interact with you guys? Okay, then to become a member. I understand you're not getting the same benefits here that you were getting over there. I can't do anything about that. I don't code YouTube, you know what I mean? And I understand, oh, well, I'll get better value on Twitch. Okay, so you're telling me then you don't want me to keep doing this. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were 900 members on Twitch, there's only 230 members here, right? Oh, well, I don't get the same benefit that I got over there. Okay, but I still need the support to keep going. You understand? I understand, oh, I was actually getting the emotes or whatever on other channels. Okay, great. That's not on YouTube, and I'm sorry. I wish I could make YouTube do the same stuff that Twitch did. YouTube is very different from Twitch. We know that, okay? Twitch mistreated me. Twitch did something to discipline me when I never did anything wrong, presented no evidence that I did that thing wrong. So why are we going to cry over spilled milk at Twitch and say, oh no, we lost the ability to do this on Twitch? If you like me and my content, support it. Okay? Support it. A membership is $4. It's cheaper here than it was over on Twitch. Okay? And to be told something like, oh, we don't get the same benefits. Okay, I get that, but that's not the point of the membership. That, I'm serious, like that was never the point. The point was to support the channel, to let me keep doing what I love. You guys tell me you love it, and you know what I mean? But what happened with memberships? You know? I'll be honest, an entire month with no membership growth is terrible. Just being honest, it is. That's a bad sign. Now, this month, I knew things would be slow because there was almost no new releases. Games like Psychonauts 2 in 12 minutes, there's not going to bring people to come see those. So it really is game dependent. I know that. It really is game dependent.
Shout out to Hate Army for that classic. Those were some of the good old days. But remember a while back how he was saying he didn't want to be on Twitch anymore and that he was embarrassed by the kind of content that was on there? And this clip starts with, I didn't want to leave Twitch. I didn't want to get kicked out of the partner program. Changing the story as usual. But he even answers his own question as to why people weren't becoming members. Do you still like my streams? Do you like when I play games? Do you still enjoy my content? Well, then you need to become a member. Well, obviously they didn't enjoy it, you dumbass. Otherwise, they would have hit the membership goal. And if you remember back to this time, and this is a fact, I'm not stating opinion or exaggerating. I'm not doing what DSP does. OIC was creating one membership at a time and subbing to his channel, trying to hit the goal all by himself. This is how bad it was back then. But this is also why he was crying to YouTube to implement gifted memberships, because he knows how small his fan base really is. 900 memberships on Twitch and only 230 here on YouTube. Gee, Phil, what does that tell you? It's almost like your income and numbers are all inflated by a couple of people. Kind of like 7 whales, perhaps? He also tries to use the excuse of people aren't joining because they had more emotes on Twitch and not enough here on YouTube. Well, how about now, Phil? I'm pretty sure with all the good Samaritans from Argentina, every single one of your emotes is unlocked. So how come people aren't signing up for memberships on their own? Or how come they aren't increasing and paying for the highest level if they were gifted a membership? Obviously your stupid emotes are worth it, right? He even says that they should join to support him because they love his content, not because they expect to get something out of the membership. Phil, only a small percent of your audience is willing to do that. I have memberships on my channel, and the main reason people join is because they like the videos enough that they're willing to pay for it even though they don't have to. They get the videos at the same time everyone else does. I put up a picture at the end of the videos with their name on it, thanking them. And sometimes I'll do a community post, letting them know what's coming up or asking if they have any input on a video. And that's pretty much it. So you can't expect people to pay you for your lazy ass live streams just because you don't want to lift a finger to do anything. It doesn't work like that. So before we get to the current day, let's take a look at one more clip I randomly saved a while back because I thought maybe we could use it in a future video. And lo and behold, that day is today. Now this was from July of last year, and it was a random Street Fighter stream. And Phil was complaining about YouTube support and memberships in particular.
Let's continue. By the way, I will say this. If you guys tonight, if you can support the stream, please do. And what I mean by that is not just a couple people doing tips, but, as little as a little super chat or a membership or a gifted membership. As you can see, we lost a lot of members. Again, we were over 500 members the other day. I go on break, I come back, we're down another 50. And it's like, it sucks because I need to have that kind of, how can I say? The tips have been great. And everyday tips are great, but that's not going to support, that's not enough to just support the entire channel. It's everything. It's people having that ongoing membership, a super chat here or there, because that's the YouTube revenue that I really rely on. And usually that's a given. And in the last month and a half, it has definitely declined big time. So anything as little as a little super chat or a membership or a gifted membership here or there helps a lot. All right, please understand, I may not be standing here talking about them all day because, the tips are great. But really, those things help, and those things have gone just dipped a ton. It would be great if we could get some more support in that regard, okay?
He's crying because they've dipped below 500 members. Well, how about 2,000 members now, Phil? Are you happy with that? Because you got exactly what you deserve. And then he says, I may not be sitting here talking about it all day. Well, you could have fucking fooled me. Because every time I turn on one of your streams, you're practically begging for support. And here you are telling people that tips aren't good enough. Don't get me wrong, keep tipping me. But also, give me super chats, memberships, and gifted memberships. It's never enough with this guy. So I'm glad I hung on to that clip and that I was able to use it. But this brings us to the current day. And again, Phil's getting exactly what he deserves. A less ago.
Now, I'll just say this. As you guys know, because I brought it up a bunch, these troll memberships, basically trolls coming on this channel using a VPN to get hundreds of memberships for a couple pennies, has really hurt my business. No exaggeration, I'm down over $1,000 of income that I rightly should have earned in the last month and a half. This month, when I get paid by YouTube, I'm going to get paid way less than I usually do. I'm hoping this doesn't remain a pattern and things pick up, both with memberships and with ad revenue. Ad revenue also just happened to be down in January, which always happens. If you like my content, if you support my streams, tomorrow would be a great time to come out and try to support if you can. In any way is appreciated. I'm not going to say, hey, don't support this way or that way. That would be ridiculous. But if you can support with tips tomorrow, that would legitimately just help me pay all my bills this month. Because when I get paid by YouTube, it's going to be like, pay this one, pay this one, pay this one. Shit, can I even afford this one yet? Because there's way less income coming in this month for something I didn't do. I didn't change my content. In fact, my views and my watch time and engagement were up in January. More people watched my content in January than they did in December, yet I lost like $1,500 of income because of fucking trolls, okay? So, if you could support the stream tomorrow, particularly with tips, that would help me a ton, all right? You really, really would. So thanks in advance to anyone who shows up and supports in any way, but tips would be amazing and would help out in the short term to get through this bump that I'm in right now because of this bullshit with these trolls, okay? Now, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to be harping on it all day. No, it's not going to be a giant special fundraiser event with a giant bar filling up with tips and shit over the course of the day. We're not doing that, Those days, I want a believer behind me, and unless anything really serious ever happens in my life where I need to raise funds for something super important, I don't want to do that kind of shit,
He starts with, as you guys know, because I brought it up a bunch. Remember the clip earlier? I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all night. I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, sure thing, buddy. But he even says, if you like my content, if you enjoy my videos, come by tomorrow during the Super Bowl event and contribute with tips. Just like we started this video with, do you still like my streams? Do you still like my content? Then how come you didn't join as a member? Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, Phil. You've been asking them for years why the majority of your audience isn't supporting your stupid playthroughs, why it's the same 7 people that have to fund more than 2/3 of your income every month, but somehow you can't seem to understand it. Meanwhile, anyone with a brain can figure out what's going on. And the minute he gets what he wants, gifted memberships and thousands of members, all of a sudden it's costing him money and he really needs your help right now. I love it. And that was going to be the end of the video, but he said something else that caught my attention. No exaggeration, I'm down over $1,000 of income that I rightly should have earned in the last month and a half. Remember 2 weeks ago when I made this video? He was literally saying a third of his income was gone because of these troll memberships. A third. And now it's just a little bit over $1,000. And then he says, when I get my YouTube check this month, I'm going to get way less than usual, and he's hoping it doesn't become a pattern. And I thought to myself, why should anybody believe you, Phil? Because you've already tried this scam before. And as you like to say, you got caught the fuck out. Remember when he got kicked off of Twitch? And he was saying that he may not get his final Twitch payment? So he started holding fundraisers for himself. And then magically, he ended up getting the check anyways.
That's why I did this marathon yesterday. Thank you to everyone who did help me out. You guys absolutely did. Whether, people came by and just hung out and had a good time. Whether I came and tipped $1, or people who came and tipped in a big way. Whatever you did, it helped out tremendously. I want you to know that, okay? Now, the good news is, let me put it this way. This is not bad news, but we didn't hit the support goal. The support goal that I set up for the stream yesterday was set up to pay everything that I owe in the next couple of weeks so that I would be in a good position moving into the next month. But it was an incredible amount to raise in one day. I personally was hoping for the best, but didn't know what was going to happen. All right, the good news is what I did raise helped tremendously. And the other good news is, overnight, as I was asleep, Twitch actually sent me a payment for my partner performance in April. It's not what I normally would make. In fact, I would tell you it's probably about roughly a third less than what I would usually make in a given month.
It's not what I would normally make. In fact, I would tell you it's probably about roughly a third less than what I would usually make in a given month. And again, the reason this was so easy for me to remember is because I already made a fucking video about this before, where I used the bank leaks and looked at what his payment was that month and compared it to the 2 previous months. And would you imagine my shock when I found out he was lying? Here's his final Twitch payment in May of 2021, $4,241. In April, it was $4,389, a difference of $148. And in March, it was $4,475, a difference of $234. But somehow, he's sitting there telling you it was a third less than what he usually gets. And then flash back to the current day. It's over $1,000 less than last month's payment. And 2 weeks ago, it was actually a third of his total income. But if you're a fan of DSP, don't worry guys, he would never lie to you. In fact, he's only getting what he deserves. Gifted memberships. And that's why, DSP, sometimes you need to be careful what you wish for, because you might actually get it. Get fucked.
Get fucked.